Hey everyone! So the point of this video is to show the overall process of taking an unorganized Final Cut 10 library of video and audio and using third-party tools to organize your library and get you cutting quickly as possible. Now rather than the usual sort of time-lapse video, I wanted to show this in real time so you can actually see just how quick the process really is. We're working with a full day's worth of footage for a 30-second television spot. I also want to note that I was actually on set during the shoot taking notes, which is important because that's where we're going to be getting all the information for later in this process. So the first step is really making sure that you, or someone, is on set taking good notes. Now assuming that you've done that, the rest of the process is actually quite painless. So right now, I'm just bringing in all the material into Final Cut 10 using a far more roundabout method than I probably should have. Alright, so now that everything is imported, the next thing to do is an XML export of our library. I'm just labeling things numerically so that I can keep track of each step in the process along the way, but this is by no means necessary. Okay, so now that we've got our XML, I'm going to open up Sync and Link X, which allows me to take that XML file that I just generated, and it's going to automatically match my video and audio files using timecode, and with the click of a button, sync everything together. There's a few preferences here you might want to set, but since I've done that already on other projects, I didn't really need to this time around. It's going to generate a new XML file, which I'll save and open up in Final Cut. Obviously, if you didn't record sound or didn't jam timecode, you can skip this whole step. Next, I'm going to re-export this event that was created from Sync and Link's XML. This step probably isn't really necessary, but I like to do it in order to keep things nice and organized, as I mentioned earlier. And this way I'll also know exactly what I'm looking at should I ever have to revisit these XML files at a later date. Now we're going to open up ShotNotes X and import that XML file that we just generated. With that loaded, we're going to go to Save Shot Log from XML, which generates a comma-separated values or CSV file, which we will then open up in Numbers or whatever spreadsheet app you like to use. With that file now open in Numbers, I'm going to open up the spreadsheet I generated on set with all my notes, and transfer that data into the CSV file. It should be pretty obvious what goes where. In this case, there's actually a few files near the end that were shot at a different location on a different date which I wasn't present for, so I'll just fill in that information separately. It was also recorded without sound, which means that those files were not labeled as synced. So I'm just manually generating that information and copying and pasting it where I need to. You might notice a few entries labeled as NG or not good, and what I'm doing is adding an X under the reject column, which will reject these files and hide them from me in Final Cut. Because I like to use favorites for actual favorite takes, I'm putting my circle take information in the keyword column and changing each X to the word circle. This ensures that any take we actually liked on set and considered to be a circle take will be labeled as such in Final Cut. Alright, we're about 4 minutes into this process, and we've got just a couple more entries here to change, and then we'll move on to the next step. I told you it was fast. Alright, so this is looking good. So the next step is to save this as a CSV file, and I'm just going to go back and overwrite the file we already generated. And just because I might want to come back and edit this again later, I'm going to save a native Numbers version as well, just to be safe. Okay, we're going to go back to ShotNotes X and import our CSV file we just edited. And hey look, all our clips were matched with notes. That's awesome. Let's save an XML out of ShotNotes X, which we'll then bring into Final Cut 10 as our new, fully organized library. And would you look at that? In just about 5 minutes, we've managed to go from raw, unorganized video and audio files to a fully synced and marked up library that's ready for editing. And as you can see, all that information that we created on set has been transferred over nicely, which is really going to help speed up editing time. And if I twirl down these disclosure triangles here, you can see all of the keywords that have been transferred over by ShotNotes X, including circle takes. It's also great because ShotNotes X has generated some helpful keywords for us should we need them, like synced, not synced, wild, and frame sizes. And if we click on any of these synced clips, we can see that the audio has all been synchronized perfectly. I hope this little video has been informative for you and shown you the benefit of using Final Cut Pro 10 as well as a few handy third-party apps to help automate and speed up your overall post-production process. And my thanks to the developers who make the apps that make all of this possible. If you're interested in seeing the final commercial, please head over to my website at adamscholes.com and be sure to subscribe to the blog for more informative posts such as this one. And if you have any questions about what you've seen in the video, please do not hesitate to ask. Thanks for watching and have a great day.